Vladimirski. Ryan Weir is half the man he used to be, thankfully.
That wasn't me.
Did you guys hear that?
That was not me. Yeah. I gotta say, that was not my broccoli Rob.
Dude.
Yeah. Welcome.
Right.
Yeah.
Do I need to clap again?
No, you don't need to.
All right. TVT News. So we just heard a fart from across the wall.
And I thought it was you.
It was none of us. No.
Definitely not.
But anyway, this is the TVT News podcast. We don't actually fart on air.
Okay.
So I'm sorry that you had to experience that right off the bat.
Listen, be open with everybody, right? do what you gotta do. This is a comfort zone, you told me.
No, yeah, definitely. So we're here today with White Plains firefighter, mortgage extraordinaire.
Ooh, that was nice.
Is that good?
Yeah,
You
that
like
was
that?
good. Yeah.
Anthony Scopelliti.
Hi, guys.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for letting me join. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
It's going to be a beautiful day.
So we're going to start off. Can you tell us about the state of the market, please?
Oh, just like that.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay,
We're not going
good.
to talk about that.
No, okay. All right. Throw me to the fire. Get me in.
Oh, man. So tell us, how long have you been a firefighter?
Firefighter, 11 years now. So 2012.
2012.
April. Yeah.
And how long have you been doing mortgages?
Almost 15 years now.
So you were doing mortgages before you were doing
Right, yeah.
firefighting.
In the good old days of Countrywide and Argent and all the nasty mortgage stuff.
So let me ask you this. The world of mortgages wasn't exciting enough. You said, hey, I'm going to go right into burning buildings now.
Sometimes I'd rather do that than do some of the mortgages because they're so crazy.
I mean, I guess, Ryan. I mean, I could understand that.
No, it's one of those things. It's helping people in both ways.
Yeah.
But it's just like they joke around. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, I got to put out a fire. I got to put out a fire." Scopelliti, where are you? I was like, "It's not funny, guys. It's just not funny." But yeah, they love joking around. But no, it's been a pleasure to do both actually.
Sure. What was it harder to become, a firefighter or a mortgage person?
Firefighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Big
that
task.
like?
Well, agility. So White Plains does it agility. White Plains, New Rochelle, a few other towns.
Okay.
So you're competing against a few thousand people. So it's one of those things you got to really put your heart and soul into it. And then you go into the mortgage business, you got to do the same thing because you're taking care of everybody's, it's a big step.
Money.
Well, it's like you're protecting both aspects of people's lives. Their money and then fire departments, their home.
So you said you're in competition. So is it like there's a lottery, you're selected to go into firefighting school?
So you got
How does that work?
You got to take a written test. You got to pass that.
Okay.
Once you pass that for White Plains or you score above a level that they want, then you do a full agility test. And it's timed to like the milliseconds. So you're doing a 5-6 story stair climb with hose on your back. You're running 50, 60 yards with hoses. You're lifting dummies. You're lifting hoses up to the roof. So everything is timed. It's all laser timed. And that gives you your rank. And then as long as you're within 20, the first 20, most likely you're getting hired.
I remember a buddy of mine actually was trying to become, or he actually is a Yonkers firefighter now, and he would go to the garage, like a parking garage, on like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and his uncle gave him like an old hose, and he would just literally run up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
I can definitely do that.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it.
Doubtful.
Yeah, you can do it. Just let's not time it. That's all.
How long do you think it would take me to do that?
A few minutes.
I was saying like a week.
No, no, it's not that bad. It's once you put your mind into it, you just go. So it's just one of those things. Like you forget, and then we had a call, a few days ago. We went up 12 flights like 6 times just to help people getting up because the elevators were broken. So it's just you get used to it after a while.
And you have to like obviously continuously stay in shape.
Yeah, at the best of your ability. It's your life, other people's lives, and then your coworkers' lives.
No pressure.
No, none.
You can't just sit and eat all day, Roman. You gotta actually get yourself out
it's
there.
Not the resting.
It's not like they do on the TV.
About.
So I watch like Rescue Me was one of my favorite shows.
Okay.
Have you ever watched Rescue Me?
I have.
There was a lot of cooking. There was
always a lot of cooking.
Drinking, smoking cigarettes involved in that show. A lot of sex.
Yeah.
You
So
know.
they got away with. There's definitely no smoking.
No smoking.
The sex I don't know about. The drinking is a little frowned upon now.
Right.
And then everything else, eating all day, every day.
Unless you're Dennis Leary, you could do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's that
was an
clear.
awesome show.
That was good.
It was a very good show.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And Chicago Fire, they talk about.
I watched Chicago Fire.
They're like, yeah, any truth to that? I'm like, yeah, some of it. Some of it's a little, far-fetched, but
Yeah.
they go with the flow, you know.
So let me ask you this: call comes in.
Yeah.
Your blood pressure go up?
Depends on the call.
So walk me through it. Do they tell you where to go, what it is?
Yeah.
How does
so
it sound?
we'll hear 3 dings,
Okay.
and then they'll announce what rig is going,
Okay.
and then what's the location and what's the description. So
Got it.
like if you hear false alarm, so and so building, this and that, you're going, but your blood pressure's up. As soon as you hear something about kids or structure fire, instantly you're raging. You're getting ready to go balls to the wall and make sure you get there as fast as possible.
Are you concerned about the outcomes ever?
I gotta say, City White Plains is
Yeah.
we as firefighters, we have a very good response time, but you never know. There's so many things going on in the world lately. You don't know what you're gonna go to. Like
Sure.
they trained us on mass casualty. Like there's just craziness all around right now. So when the bell rings, you wait, you sit there, and you're like, all right, this one ain't gonna be bad. Then you hear structure fire, houses on fire, or car accident, rollover. Then you're like, all right, this could possibly be really bad. So all depends.
And you only have like a basic idea of what it is until you actually get
Yeah,
there.
exactly. So when we know it's bad, when all of a sudden our dispatch tells us multiple calls came in. You got multiple calls, structure fire. You got multiple calls from 684 or 287 that the cars rolled over or caught on fire, something really wild. So
You were there on 684 when that truck went over the.
I just got off.
Oh wow.
I just got off, and then all my buddies that come on the morning, so we leave at like 7:30 in the morning, they went to it, and that was unfortunately a horrific scene. So
Man, I can only imagine.
yeah, that was a bad one. So there's it's stuff that unfortunately you try and forget, but it's always back there somewhere.
Yeah. So in the spirit of kind of bringing the mood back up a little bit,
Yeah,
have you
yeah.
ever rescued a kitten?
Yes.
Shut the fuck
So
up.
not a kitten, a full grown cat, and
In a tree?
in the tree. But the saying is, you never see a dead cat in a tree. So like we were just gonna leave it, but the homeowner, they got all sad. We're like, ma'am, I promise, we've never seen a dead cat in a tree. She's like, I don't care. So we put the stick up. We went up. I scared it a little higher. Next thing you know, I have the ladder up probably like 45 feet, and we're just climbing, trying to get this thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's official.
It's official.
It's official. Save the cat.
Save the cat.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And kittens in the sewer.
Look at you.
So we did that too. So those
Look
are my
at
2
you.
cat stories.
You're just like making friends all over the place.
I'm trying. Little kittens, like, nice mortgage guy with kittens, fire department.
You know what they should do? Well, have you done this?
Okay.
Have you ever been on a calendar?
No. I'm getting too old for that.
The fuck are you talking about?
Just saying, I gotta hit the gym a little more.
You're in better shape than me.
They're talking about it, but I don't know if I really
Are
am
they?
ready for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm pushing the initiative now.
Lovely. I can't wait.
Westchester moms all over the place are gonna be pumped. Do you know how many mortgages you can do if you're on a firefighter calendar?
Can we put like my
You
hat
can just
on the bottom?
that's your presentation. You just walk in
Like,
and say
lift it up
here,
and just say pre-approval.
here.
Here. Yeah.
Husband, look away.
Yeah. Here's your pre-approval and here's a count. Sure, won't get too awkward.
So, in terms of obviously, you're at the firehouse,
Yeah.
you're doing mortgages, got a family.
Yes.
How big's your family?
I got 3 little ones, my beautiful wife. Twin boys, going to be 6 in June. Emmy be 3 in May 1st. So, yeah, we got our hands full, and thank God for my wife, because she's the queen. She handles it. She just holds it down, and I couldn't do what I do today if I didn't have her. She's just strong like a bull. Dealing with those 3 is just, it's such a job. It's a ton of fun. You got little ones.
I know.
It is as they say, a shit show, but we love it.
So, when it comes to the balancing act, there's really no balancing. It's just your wife stepping in,
Yeah.
taking the reins.
100%. And then even the kids know at this point, like, you feel a little bad, but they understand, like, Dad, you going to be on your laptop tonight? Can we play a board game? I was like, all right, we're going to play a board game. Then I'll jump back on when you go night-night. They're like, all right, cool. Let's do this. So they pretty much got used to now the whole mortgage industry. But then the firehouse part is nice because they're so little. So I'll be away for the night.
Yeah.
We'll FaceTime. And then just coming home to them saying, Dad, we missed you. Like,
Isn't that the best feeling?
Like every morning when I come home, it's just like big hugs and everything. And, I don't know if I'm going to make it home in the morning. Not to be weird, but it's
I
like
understand.
you say bye, you FaceTime, and then the next morning you're like, all right, this is why I do what I do. So
That's
and
a wonderful
And my
feeling.
wife gets 2 breaks from me snoring, so 2 nights a week. So it works out pretty well.
That's the most important.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I slept so great last night. Yeah.
No, it is definitely a great feeling too. Like being at work, coming home. I walk in, Ryan says, "Dada!"
Yeah.
And he runs up to me and hugs me.
Isn't it
It's
amazing?
the best.
Oh, I just got that.
I was like, it didn't click for him.
I didn't think his son was named Ryan. You're saying that at
He's a
8:30 in the
spitting
morning.
image of me.
Yeah, no, I know.
They
I thought
always
you
say-
guys were brothers, I swear.
Everyone thinks we're brothers. Now
Yeah,
he
yeah.
tells everyone that I'm his son.
That's
It's better that way.
Pat him on the back. Good job, buddy. Good job.
Good job, little buddy.
You did
That was
great
some
today.
very good French. All right. So let's talk about mortgages,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But let's not make it boring.
No, we won't.
Okay.
All right.
Is it the right time to buy a house? Can't time the market.
Can't time the market, and I usually refer to you guys to help school the buyers also. We all feel that the rates are going to be coming down, and they started to already. So it's one of those things. We are starting to see bidding wars, which are starting to get interesting again.
Yeah.
So all my clients so far, they didn't slow down. They're like, we're just going to buy, and if we refinance, we're going to save money later. So it's twofold. It's like, do we wait? Do we not wait? If you wait, are these bidding wars going to get worse? So everybody I speak to, and everybody's starting to get tired of the saying, but it's like, date the rate, marry the house. It is a little whatever, but it comes down to spring is here. If you need to get in the house, you go buy the house. Don't wait, because it's only going to go up. And all the statistics are showing that
That's
house
the
values
key.
are just going up and up and up.
That's the key. If you need to get into the house.
Yeah.
Because we have conversations with buyers too. Like, they don't need to move. If you don't need to move and the monthly payment doesn't make sense for you,
Yeah.
then don't move.
No, it's a reality check at this point. Everybody wants the American dream, of course. Everybody does. But if you're going to force yourself and really limit yourself, and that's why I try and go over with all my guys. Like, all right, guys, this is going to be your house. But remember, you're going out to dinner, you got oil, you got gas. Like, you got to think about the big picture. So bringing that into the aspect, you want to hang out with your kids. Is it the right time for you to buy right now? Or is it better when the rates are at 5% or 4.5% if we ever see it again? Or dropping that value down a little bit. So there's a lot into this one now. It's not the same that it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. There's a lot of thinking, all right, guys, this is your budget. Let's stick with it. Don't go into the next $50,000, $100,000 home. Stay where you are.
Yeah.
And let's wait for it and see what happens.
I was going to say, and I think that, the monthly payments is usually what it really comes down to, because people say like, oh, well, I can afford $500,000, but then they see what the monthly breakdown is, and they're like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So the monthly payments and expenses is a huge factor to see what you can actually, afford
Of
and
course.
be comfortable with.
And that's the biggest thing. It's always, so I say budget, and I almost test my borrowers. I'm like, all right, what's your budget? They're like, 600,000. I was like, no, let's go into like your monthly, like really, like after your paycheck gets taxed and everything else, and we qualify you. How much are you really taking home, and how much are you going to be comfortable with spending? Like that $3,000 payment for the house, you're left with $1,500 for the rest of the month. Like, does that really make sense? Like, with cost of everything else, groceries, gas, oil, everything.
Even cup of noodles are expensive.
Ramen noodles, they're out there, bro.
Not 99 cents anymore.
No.
There's no more dollar store
No.
to the count.
It's a $2
Inflation.
store.
Yeah, $1.99.
Shit.
Yeah, so it's. I feel it's a good time to buy for most, but there's some that really need to fine tune their search, or just wait a little bit longer and see where the market lands.
So there's a question out there that I get asked a lot, and I don't necessarily always know how to answer it, but I defer it to the clients to do their own research. What is the difference between somebody going to a place like QMG or Chase or Citibank or Bank of America or Big Bank?
Big bank, very vanilla.
Yeah.
So very vanilla. Here's what we like. Here's what we're gonna lend on. there's so many different people now, especially after COVID and everything, got creative with side jobs, side businesses, other incomes, and that are actually documented. It's not like cash on the side. You know,
Right.
I'm not making cash on the side. Everybody came up with some kind of plan. Who's a stager? Who's a this? So those banks won't look at the full picture at the moment. QMG, brokerage, you have the options that these other lenders have a little more creative thinking. And it's not that they're doing anything from the past, because I was in the past, and that was just pretty much you have a social and a pulse. You got a house, so it was just the
Sick.
wild. It was the Wild West.
Oh, I can afford one. Nice.
We used to go on like a salary.com, and that's how we got the verification of employment.
I'm sorry, salary.com.
Yeah. So you used to go on the website, see how much, say, a bus driver could make, top pay, and that's what Countrywide used to use.
Did you ever use Ask Jeeves?
I don't even think it was around then. I don't know if it was around then, truthfully. But yeah, now it's just simple. Let's break it down, and that's why QMG has and brokerages have the advantage, because we have all these different lenders that are thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
They know that you're going to be able to afford it because you have your construction company or this or that, restaurant. Let's show some alternate docs that'll get you in the house, because they know you've been great with your credit history and everything else. So that's the difference. Plus, we also shop. Instead of Chase telling you what the rate is, we're going to 6-7 different lenders.
Trying to find the best
Yeah.
option.
Because everybody wants to get our business. So like, all right, we have an incentive. Let's give them a quarter off the rate or something like that. So it all makes sense to go and, like, the borrower shops, tries to go out shopping, Chase, Bank of America, all these other people. We're doing that for them.
Gotcha.
So we're taking the hard work out of it and say, all right, here's our list of lenders. These are the top 3 in the U.S. These are the other 2 that are in the top 5. This is probably where we're going, because they have such a good incentive and the rate and the program, they service it and stuff like that. So there's a lot to a brokerage now versus in the past.
So overall, advantage to buyer to go to
A
you
brokerage,
guys.
100%. So
Now we
I wouldn't
know.
be there otherwise. And I
That's
came
true.
from the banking world.
Yeah.
So I knew what was there, and it just didn't make sense. So
Interesting.
yeah,
Interesting stuff, man.
yeah, very true.
So when you're at the firehouse, do you sometimes have to do your worlds intertwine? Are you allowed to tell us on air?
Yeah, I could tell you. So
I hope
you're
the fire
allowed to-
chief isn't listening.
No, it's not one of those. It's one way or another. There's always downtime between calls, training, eating, and everything else. So everybody has their phones. At this point, technology is just there.
Right.
You know, you could do almost everything on your phone. So if my guy that's on my rig is looking at TikTok and the other guy's looking at Instagram, but I'm doing a pre-approval on my phone, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's as long as everything is done in the firehouse, you follow the rules, regulations, you know, you salute the chief, you do what you got to do.
Sure.
Whatever is between all the interesting, fun training stuff, you're allowed to do.
How do you salute the chief?
Straight up.
Bang.
I'll salute
You
you.
didn't
on the way
salute you.
out.
You salute me every time I walk in.
Hi, Dad.
Okay, son.
Hi, Daddy.
Salute me. Yeah.
That's
Not so bad.
Oh,
I hope you get him back every once in a while.
I try.
All right.
Every
no, he
now and
does.
then.
Oh, trust me, he does. Don't worry. He's sitting quiet right now, but
Yeah.
he's an animal.
He's a silent.
You're an animal,
The
Larry.
silent one. It's always about the silent one.
So, listen, so there's a lot of mortgage lenders that don't do that extra thing that you do. You're very active on social media.
I try.
You have a cooking show, give a lot of educational content. You know, what was the major decision, what was the major factor that led you to that decision of, hey, I got to be out there, I have to be different, I have to showcase my talents on social media?
So we started getting into it going from when I was in the bank. When I came to QMG, that crew already started doing a little bit. And that's kind of what reminded me. And I knew David from the past, but it just brought it right back to my attention. I'm like, that was interesting, you know? And then as COVID started happening and everything else, there was no way to get in front of everybody. So luckily, I already met the crew and we were doing things. And that put me into a different avenue than everybody else. Because everybody else was just trying to make phone calls and like, I have no idea who you are.
Yeah.
And then we have cooking, we have education, this and that. they know, they're like, oh, Anthony's the guy. He talks with his hands and all this other stuff.
He's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
But it's just like, it's one of those things. You're putting your life out there. And then I put my kids in the story so they know that I'm just not, I got more to me than just the mortgage end. Like, you know who I am now and who you're dealing with. Because that's the most important part. When you guys are doing business with people, they need to know who you guys are.
100%.
You're driving around with them, you're having lunches with them, you're checking out houses. We're talking about all your major important stuff. So social media is just that way of showing who you are and people saying, all right, I could definitely do business with him. I would love for him to work with me. Love for them to work with you guys. Like, you guys got some funny stuff going on. Like,
We try.
I can see why you're getting, very popular lately.
We're getting there for sure.
You know what I
Yeah.
would love to see? I would love to see some Firehouse content. Is that allowed?
Yes and no. So,
I mean,
because
obviously we want to keep it PG.
Yeah. No, it's one of
13.
those things that in my stories, I'll pop it up. I'll
Yeah.
pop a few things up, but there's only so many things you can do because it is, city job. Stuff
I
like
understand.
that. So, but yeah, one day I hope to have the okay to do a little cooking in the firehouse so they can see what it's about.
That'd be cool. I mean, you're just cooking. You're not necessarily.
As long as you guys promise not to, break anything or eat too much.
Wait, you'll have us
there.
at the Firehouse cooking?
Maybe, I don't know.
Stop.
I gotta start asking.
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah. What?
do you have like a main dish that you guys go to, or is there something that
Well, it's always for me. It's always chicken a la scope. So
chicken on the scope?
I've had it. It was good.
yeah,
It was good?
So we
It
did
was
that.
very
one.
good.
We got the staples are like the chicken scarp. We do some major, Taco Tuesdays. There's some.
Today's Tuesday.
Oh, I know. It's definitely happening at the firehouse today. So, and then sauce and balls. So we're making spaghetti meatballs on Sundays. Like, that's guaranteed. Baked ziti, lasagna. The normal stuff you would do at home, only for 13, 14 guys.
That's great. Garlic
Yeah.
bread
Garlic bread. Yeah, we did
with cheese.
massive cheeseburgers last night.
Yeah, I'm starving.
Yeah, no, I
Nice.
just got hungry.
Let's wrap this up, guys.
Yeah.
I got 2 more questions.
Fire.
First, craziest fire you've ever been at, if you're comfortable sharing.
So a bunch of different ones. It's usually, so it's typically a house fire it's not as hot as sometimes like an apartment fire, because an apartment fire is almost like a pizza oven if you want to think of it that way,
Right.
because all the blocks and everything. I want to say there was a few apartment fires, a lot of car fires that got a little wild, but there's
Car fires.
yeah. So it's all different. There's a ton of different calls, but I would say the apartment fires, they're controlled more, but they're
Mhm.
the hottest. So that's where, you're standing up in 1 minute, then the next minute you're on the ground. You're like, ooh, that was a little toasty. You
Yeah.
start feeling your ears and stuff.
Shit.
So, yeah, there's different aspects. There's different groups that see different things, and for some reason, some get more fires than others, but it just works out that way. Mine have been, thank God, no losses. There's nothing major, but it's always interesting to walk somewhere, and then also next thing you know, it's pitch black.
Jeez. I can't even imagine that.
It's
It makes
crazy.
it,
You're
Thank
brave,
you.
man. You're very brave. Thank you.
well, mortgage world makes you brave too.
I suppose.
Yeah, but thank you. Yeah, no, it's been 10, 11 years went like that, and it's been fun ever since. So
That's awesome, man.
Mm.
Ready for the closing question? It's the hardest one of the day.
all right, fire away.
Give one piece of advice to your younger self. Your younger self.
My younger self. I would say save more, travel more.
Save
So-
more, travel more.
Yeah. So if I could have, as a young adult, my father always used to say, "Save, Aunt, save." I said, "No problem, Dad." And I used to go to the club, and it was I used to blow it all. My brother did very well; he saved, and so I would have saved more, invested more, and then definitely traveled a little more, because now we have the little ones.
Yeah.
So you can't travel as much, but we'll just do it later on when we're older.
Damn right you will.
Yes, we will, one way or
Dude,
another.
thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks,
it was
buddy.
awesome, man.
Thank you,
Thank
bro.
you very
Thanks a
much.
lot.
Thank you.
Anthony Scopelliti. This is the TVT News Podcast. We'll see you next time.